Hi, welcome back to the Rodney Show. We have with us today Meghan Hubbs. Meghan helps to run the Equal Exchange Cafe in downtown Boston, and she has come down to share with us some tips, some insider tips about how to make a great cup of coffee at home. Thank you, Meghan.
Thanks for having me. So, Rodney, there are about 100 steps that go into making a great cup of coffee, but luckily the first 95 are taken care of by the coffee farmer and the coffee roaster. So today we're just going to talk about those last few steps and some tips that you can use to make that great cup of coffee.
All right, let's get going.
Okay, so it starts with the beans. With beans, you have many different options to choose from, just like with wine. And just like you might have a Californian Burgundy or a Spanish Rioja coffee, you have a Guatemalan French roast or an Ethiopian full city roast. All of them have complex flavors. Try different kinds and see what you like.
All right.
Now, coffee has two enemies, and that's sun and air. So when it comes to storing your beans that you just spent some money on in the store, you're going to want to keep it in a nice, opaque, airtight container.
And put that in a refrigerator or in the cupboard, where?
Ideally, you want to buy as much as you can use within 2 weeks. Now, if you buy in bulk, you buy bigger amounts, you can store it in the freezer, and you want to keep it in an airtight container in the freezer. But again, if you use it within 2 weeks, you can just keep it right on your countertop.
All right, and what's this?
So another option you have when buying your beans in the store is whole bean or pre-ground. For whole bean, you're again going to have that benefit of having fresh ground in the morning, because you can grind it right in the morning when you use it. But pre-ground is great for convenience, so again, you have a choice there.
All right.
Now I have a water filter here. Water makes up 99% of a cup of coffee, so it's pretty important. A lot of people forget to remember it. And the great thing about the filter is it takes out the minerals, which is going to add some buildup on your machine and also affect the cup of coffee. So if you just get a simple filter, you'll add to that life of your machine and add to the flavor.
All right. I've seen these around. What is this? How do I use it?
This is called a Frenchman, French press, and this is one of many methods that you can use to brew coffee. As you can see here, I've got some ground coffee, and go ahead and take 2 tablespoons of that.
All right.
And you'll notice that that's a little bit coarser than what you find as pre-ground coffee. The reason that's coarse is it allows for the water to seep through it at the proper amount of time.
All right.
This is just off the stove, so it's just under boiling. We know it's the right temperature, and I'm adding 6 ounces of water there. And we would let that steep for 3 minutes. Okay, and while that's steeping, let's talk about some other options.
Okay.
This option is great for a single cup, and it has what's called a gold cone filter. This is both environmentally and economically friendly. So instead of throwing out those paper filters that you might find in the store, you can buy one of these. I've had this one for 10 years, and you just need to clean it, and that's all. You can reuse it over and over again.
All right, so good for making 1 cup. And so we have a coffee machine here. This is probably something like what most people have in their kitchens.
Right, exactly. It's a home coffee brewer, and when you're looking at your own machine or looking to buy one, you want to make sure you have a minimum of 850 watts. What that's going to allow you to do is have enough power to reach and maintain a proper water temperature. And the second thing you want to look at is where the coffee is going to be brewing into. You want to stay away from glass carafes, because typically they are sitting on what's like a hot plate and cooking the coffee, and that's exactly what you'll get out of the cup. It'll taste a little cooked. So the alternative is a thermal carafe, and those are stainless steel. That's going to keep the coffee nice and hot, but it's not going to continue to heat the coffee. Okay,
great. So 850 watts, thermal carafe. Any other last tips?
I'd like to reiterate again, just experiment, try different roasts, try different countries, and try different brewing methods to find what you like. If you want to dig a little bit deeper into this topic, I recommend the book, The Joy of Coffee, and that's it.
All right, well, thank you, Meghan.
Thanks, it was great being here.